Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Young and the Restless. Victor's horrific plan for Jordan, no hope for her. Young and the Restless sees Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, has concocted a devious plan for the villainous Jordan Howard, Colleen Zenk. When Victor unexpectedly encounters Jordan, he cleverly manages to detain her without alerting his wife, Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott. In his elaborate deception, Victor convinces the Newmans and the Abbotts that Jordan met her demise falling off a bridge during her escape attempt. Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, and Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, unwittingly spread this misinformation further. The mystery of Claire Howard's, Haley Aaron, whereabouts adds a layer of intrigue to the plot on the CBS soap opera. Claire's unexpected disappearance has raised suspicions, especially after her cousin, Harrison Abbott, Redding Munsell, insists she is in danger. Victor, impatient to find his granddaughter, holds Jordan captive in a secret prison cell in his basement, hoping to extract information. However, a phone call from Claire to her mother, Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinel, might lead to her rescue, leaving Jordan without leverage to bargain for her freedom. The fate of Jordan hangs in the balance on Noir as Victor ponders his options. Will he resort to cold-blooded murder or opt for a prolonged torment by keeping her as a secret captive? As the plot unravels next week, viewers will eagerly anticipate the outcome. Only time will tell if Victor's ruthlessness will match the extent of Jordan's crimes. Title: The Unraveling of Hope, Victor's Horrific Plan for Jordan. In the opulent corridors of Genoa City, where wealth and power dance a delicate waltz, Victor Newman reigns supreme. His name echoes through the halls of Jabba Cosmetics and Newman Enterprises alike, a titan of industry with a heart as cold as the steel of his skyscraper empire. Yet even amidst the glitz and glamour, darkness lurks, and none know this better than Jordan Wilkes, a young woman whose life hangs in the balance of Victor's insidious machinations. Jordan had once believed she was on the precipice of success, her dreams intertwined with the promise of a bright future, but fate, it seemed, had other plans. As a rising star within the fashion world, she had caught the eye of Victor, who sought in her a pawn to be manipulated in his endless game of chess. It began innocently enough, a chance encounter at a lavish gala where Victor's charm was as intoxicating as the champagne that flowed freely. He had approached her with flattery and promises, painting a picture of opportunity and success beyond her wildest imagination. And Jordan, hungry for validation and eager to prove herself, had fallen into his trap without hesitation. But Victor's intentions were far from noble. Behind his facade of benevolence lay a sinister plot, one crafted with meticulous care to ensure Jordan's demise. For in the cutthroat world of Genoa City, there was no room for mercy, no place for the weak to thrive. As the days turned into weeks, Jordan found herself ensnared in Victor's web, her every move orchestrated by his unseen hand. At first it was subtle manipulations, small nudges that pushed her further down the path he had chosen for her. But soon, those nudges turned into shoves, and Jordan realized too late the true extent of Victor's control. Her dreams began to crumble before her eyes, replaced by a nightmare of betrayal and deceit. She watched helplessly as Victor dismantled everything she had worked so hard to build, leaving her adrift in a sea of uncertainty and despair. And with each passing day, the weight of his oppression grew heavier, threatening to crush her spirit beneath its unyielding pressure. But Jordan was not one to go down without a fight. Despite the odds stacked against her, she refused to surrender to Victor's tyranny, clinging to a flicker of hope amidst the darkness that surrounded her. She sought allies in unlikely places, forging tenuous alliances with those who had also felt the sting of Victor's wrath. Together, they plotted to expose the truth, to tear down the facade of respectability that Victor had so carefully crafted. They knew the risks of defying him, of daring to challenge the might of his empire, but they also knew that the only way to defeat him was to stand united against him. And so the rebellion began in secret, a whisper of defiance that grew into a roar of revolution. They unearthed evidence of Victor's crimes, shining a light on the darkness that lurked within the heart of Genoa City. They rallied support from those who had long suffered under his rule, galvanizing a movement that threatened to topple the very foundation of his power. But Victor was not one to be taken down easily. As the walls closed in around him, he unleashed a wave of destruction unlike anything the city had ever seen. Lives were shattered, dreams destroyed, as Victor fought tooth and nail to maintain his grip on power. And in the midst of the chaos, Jordan found herself once again caught in the crossfire. She had dared to defy Victor, to challenge the authority he wielded with such ruthless efficiency. And now, she would pay the price for her insolence. Victor's plan for Jordan was more horrific than anything she could have imagined. He would strip her of everything she held dear, leaving her broken and alone in the wreckage of her own undoing. There would be no mercy, no hope for redemption, only the cold embrace of oblivion. But even in the face of such overwhelming despair, Jordan refused to surrender. She would not allow Victor to break her spirit, to extinguish the fire that burned within her soul, for she knew that as long as there was breath in her body, there would always be hope. And so she stood tall, defiant in the face of adversity, a beacon of resilience amidst the darkness that threatened to consume her. She would fight until her last breath, for herself, for those who had fallen victim to Victor's cruelty, for the promise of a better tomorrow. For in the end, it was not Victor's power that would prevail, but the indomitable spirit of those who refused to be silenced, who dared to dream of a world where justice reigned supreme. And though the road ahead would be long and fraught with danger, Jordan knew that as long as there was hope, there was still a chance for victory. In the opulent world of Genoa City, where secrets lurk in every corner and power reigns supreme, one man stands at the pinnacle of influence, Victor Newman. The titan of industry, with a gaze as steely as his resolve, orchestrates his machinations with a precision that sends shivers down the spines of those who dare to oppose him. And now his sights are set on a new target, Jordan Sinclair. Jordan Sinclair, a woman with fire in her veins and a past shrouded in mystery, has found herself entangled in the web of Victor's schemes. Little did she know that her arrival in Genoa City would mark the beginning of a nightmare from which there would be no escape. It all began on a crisp autumn morning, the sunlight filtering through the towering skyscrapers of Newman Enterprises. Jordan stood before Victor, her demeanor defiant yet tinged with a hint of apprehension. She had heard whispers of Victor's reputation, but nothing could have prepared her for the chilling resolve in his eyes. A knowing glint sparked in Victor's eyes, a flicker of amusement dancing beneath the surface. "Let's just say that discretion and loyalty are paramount. Can I count on you to deliver?" Jordan hesitated, 1,000 questions swirling in her mind, but ultimately the lure of power proved too enticing to resist. "You have my word, Mr. Newman, I won't let you down." Little did Jordan know that by accepting Victor's offer, she had sealed her fate, for Victor's plan was not one of prosperity and success, but one of manipulation and deceit. As the days turned into weeks, Jordan found herself embroiled in a world of intrigue, where alliances shifted like sand and trust was a commodity in short supply. Yet through it all, she remained steadfast in her loyalty to Victor, unaware of the darkness that lurked just beneath the surface. It wasn't until she stumbled upon a series of cryptic messages, hidden in the depths of Newman Enterprises' vast network, that Jordan began to suspect that all was not as it seemed. Each clue led her further down the rabbit hole, unraveling a conspiracy so sinister that it threatened to consume her whole. Determined to uncover the truth, Jordan delved deeper into the shadows, her every move watched by unseen eyes. Yet the closer she came to unraveling the mystery, the more perilous her situation became. It was only when she found herself face to face with Victor, the truth laid bare before her, that Jordan realized the extent of his deception, for Victor's plan was not one of empowerment, but one of destruction. "You see, Miss Sinclair," Victor's voice was cold, devoid of any trace of remorse. "You were never meant to succeed. You were merely a pawn in my game, a means to an end." The realization hit Jordan like a sledgehammer, the weight of betrayal crushing her spirit. "You used me," she whispered, the words tasting bitter on her tongue. Victor's smirk was a mockery of humanity, a reflection of the darkness that lurked within his soul. And what of it? In the end, you were nothing but a disposable asset. With a sinking heart, Jordan knew that there was no hope for her now. She had danced with the devil, and now she would pay the ultimate price. As the curtain falls on another chapter in the saga of Genoa City, one thing remains clear. In a world ruled by power and deception, there can be no winners, only survivors. And for Jordan Sinclair, the road ahead is fraught with danger, with no hope of redemption in sight.